Yes, Mr. Ryan. It seemed like you've been with me all weekend on TV. But you're right.
But not in person. We should get together more often.
All right. I like to yield to you.
All right. Thank you, Chairman. Appreciate it. First, just an order of business. I sent you a letter last year, Mr. Geithner, about Delphi pensioners, salary pensioners. I want to insert this for the record. If you could get back to me, I really want to get a response from you.
Without objection.
Thank you. Okay. I brought up page 146 in your budget, which is your S1 budget totals. And when you take a look at this, I just find this amazing. You've got your budget totals here, which by your own admission, from your own budget director, you're a smart guy. You've got smart economists over there. All of them say that for the medium and long run, budget deficits got to get below 3% of GDP. Yet this budget plan you're bringing to us doesn't even get close to it.
Exactly, you're exactly right. And we've said clearly
right,
that.
So since I have 3 minutes,
right. Okay, sorry.
So you got this warning under here. It's like the warning on a cigarette pack. You've got this little magic box underneath your budget totals that says, we're going to have a commission do it. We're going to have this partisan commission, 2-to-1 ratio of Democrats over Republicans that will give us a report after the election. Vote on it.
Not a 2-to-1 ratio. That's not fair. That's not a 2-to-1 ratio. And let me say it slightly differently. What we're saying is we're going to solve our part of the mess we inherited.
Okay.
So we inherited a structural deficit, and to bring that down, we're going to have to work together. Then why don't you do it
in your budget? If you're going to solve this problem, why don't you're the president? You guys run the government. If you're going to solve our fiscal situation, why don't you do that? Why don't you give us a budget that actually gets the deficits to a sustainable level? Let me just
just one more thing. One more thing.
No,
Let's just do it again.
Let me read a quote. I got 3 minutes. Let me read a quote from Mr. Orzag in the Wall Street Journal, which I completely agree with. The unusual situation that the government finds itself in, with other countries willing to finance the U.S. debt at low rates, won't last. And he added, when it flips, the question is how do you get ahead of that to avoid the downward spiral of rising interest rates, the plunging dollar, and a sinking economy? I couldn't have said it better myself.
I think it's a good quote, too. I agree with that.
The vigilantes in the bond markets are going to get us, and the American people are going to get hurt. And so why aren't you giving us a budget, not punting to a commission, but why aren't you giving us a budget that, using your own definitions and standards, actually is sustainable?
Congressman, we're proposing a budget, again, that takes the huge mess we inherited, cuts that deficit.
You can blame Bush only so long.
Congressman, it's just a fact. It's a factual thing.
And all of you over there.
I would say when I left the Treasury in 2000, it was surpluses on OMB and CBO's round as far as the eye can see. When we came in, it was a deep trench.
You obviously inherited a tough situation. You're making it worse by your own admission.
Again, we're willing to join with you and help dig in our way out of this mess. We're proposing to bring that deficit down from its ridiculous levels today where we inherited them, more than half as a share of economy. We get it below 4%, but we like a little assistance in taking it the next way forward. But you're absolutely right about the basic imperative, which is unless we get these down, we're going to be weaker as a country in the future. And it is very good for the country to hear you and your colleagues stand here today and say, we're ready to be fiscally responsible. That is a good thing for the country. We welcome it. We want to work with you on how we're going to do that.
You shouldn't worry about the criticism from us as much as you should from the bond markets.